Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel and the UWN United Wrestling Network review for 9/22, 2020. For those unfamiliar, this is an offshoot kind of partnership meant to push the NWA and the United Wrestling Network. It's an independent show that I guess is going to have weekly pay-per-view events for the foreseeable future. Really good show. Old school independent throwback feel here. Reminds me almost like studio wrestling from Memphis back in the day. That kind of vibes what they're going for. Show opens with a series of basic promos: Thunder Rosa, Priscilla Kelly, Carl Fredrickson, Eli Drake, and others. A very old school feel to it. Kevin Matson defeats Danny Rivera. Both guys work hard. They do too much in this, but it's really good if you like high impact, high flying type stuff. So both men lock up. Matson slams Rivera right away. Goes to the top rope. Rivera rolls away before he could do much. Rivera hits a DDT. Matson counters. Rivera hits Rana and a Northern Light suplex, followed by a dive to the floor. Then we see Matson goes after the legs of his opponent, hits a double stomp to the head. Not a fan of that move. Matson hits a spear, slides between the corner post and under the bottom rope to the floor. This looked interesting, dangerous. Glad everyone was okay, but it's something I don't think I've seen in a while, if ever. Back in the ring, Matson hits a pop-up power bomb. Rivera counters the Rana. Matson hits a kick, and I answer my phone, and we will be back right after this. Anyway, so we come back from that, and we kind of do see, Matson and Rivera throwing everything together. Rivera goes for DDT. Matson counters and hits him with a splash mountain bomb over the top rope. Ouch, onto the entrance ramp. Double ouch. Matson goes for a splash from the corner on the ramp. Rivera gets the knees up. Matson tries to hit a brainbuster on the ramp, and they roll into the ring for the pin. These guys do too much. Like I said, a bunch of bumps on the concrete ramp. I get it. This is their first, probably, streaming experience at this level, and they're trying to pull out all the stops. Somebody needs to slow them down and let them know they got time to develop. Anyway, David Marquez of NWA or Pro Wrestling Hollywood interviews Aaron Stevens, who's facing Trevor Murdoch next week. He promises he's going to remain the third-degree NWA National Champion. Stevens was so wasted by WWE, and it shines through here. Eli Drake faces Watts. Watts and Drake start the match by saying that they could hear the fans at home chanting their name. Wow. So both of them are psychic. That's pretty cool. They try to one-up one another. Drake goes for go behind, and Watts hits a sidewalk slam, a follow-away slam, then a bunch of shoulder tackles in the corner. Irish whip Drake into the corner, and Watts comes up with a third Irish whip. Drake counters with a clothesline. Drake then went for head scissors takedown. Watts messes up a forward roll, and he just nails the mat head first. Drake goes to the ramp and jumps over the top rope with a clothesline. Russian leg sweep and a power slam for the two by Drake. And Watts goes for a choke slam. Drake fights out. Watts hits a pump kick. Watts hits a choke bomb for near fall, and Drake couldn't get up. Watts calls for his music and goes for a power bomb. Drake counters and hits the gravy train for pinfall. I don't like this. To me, felt like it went too long, and it also felt like they just weren't on the same page. So Priscilla Kelly cuts a promo about everything being on the line for her, and life has been on pause for 6 months. Um, I mean, you know, she is one of the better female talents, in my opinion, that's not signed somewhere major. I love Priscilla Kelly. I've loved her since her Evolve days, and I don't understand why she didn't get picked up by a bigger company. The first thing I really didn't like in this whole show, and the only thing I really didn't like in this whole show, coming up next, as Real Money Brothers, R&B, Suge, and Big Money Clutch defeat Friendship Farm, Gentleman Jarvis, and Sweet Robin Shaw. Nah. I mean, they do a spot where they try to tickle each other. Ended up going into wrestling moves, including an uppercut. Shaw is a larger dude. He's wearing flesh-colored tights. Think Bastion Booger. This is really not a good idea. Shaw hits a leg drop on Suge. Tag made to Clutch, who hits a pounce on Shaw. And Shaw eventually hits what looks like, I guess, some form of a suplex. Actually, this tag off to Jarvis and hits a suplex on Suge. Clutch saves him. And then, well, that ends there. Carl Fredericks defeats Slice Boogie. Interesting name. Fredericks has been in New Japan, and he's been on New Japan Strong. He chops the heck out of his opponent. He goes for an armbar. Boogie tries to block. Both men exchange holds. They play the game of Can You Top This? Boogie hits a shoulder tackle and says he's not a young lion, he's a grown man. Fredericks comes back with a crossbody. Fredericks hits a series of forearms and a jumping elbow for a near fall. Boogie hits a snap German suplex for a near fall, and then hits a chop in the corner. Frederick gave after a series of no-selling, kind of Shibata-esque, they do really put over the New Japan issue. So Fredrickson gets kind of the rub from that, which I think is good. I don't think there's a national company right now that's making enough out of New Japan and the ability to kind of have some synergy there between the two brands, whatever brands they may be. Boogie hits a Uranagi for near fall. Forearms here. Fredericks hits the Pele kick and hits a series of forearms. Hits the Shibata style corner drop kick for near fall and hits an inverted suplex. Boogie comes back with the 21st Street Special for a near fall. Fredericks counters with a State of Misery into a spine buster and an implant DDT for a victory. Match is really good. Go out of your way to see Fredericks. He's a guy who, honestly, it's a shame he's in Japan. I think he would do well here in the States if given something to have fun with. Then we move to a road report type thing with Joe Galley interviewing Thunder Rosa fans, including fans at a local indie show. They talk about how Rosa is one of the best women in the world and how Priscilla Kelly's in trouble tonight. So the final match of the night, and I like that they're doing this. There's at least one championship match, sometimes more, each week. The NWA Championship seemed to be highlighted here. I like they're doing this. Kelly and Rosa go to the mat right away, exchanging submission attempts. Rosa locks in a half crab. Kelly counters into a Boston crab. Boston? No. Anyway, Rosa fought out, hit some strikes, goes for an ankle lock, hits arm drags and drop kick, misses a charge into the corner. Kelly hits the PK kick for near fall, and then a flying kick drops her. Rosa gets tied up in the ropes. Knee to the back by Kelly. Kelly sends Rosa to the floor. And then Rosa slams Kelly's head into the steps. They start to choke each other out on the floor. Rosa they try to get the women back in the ring, but the fight on the floor seems to continue. Kelly adjusted to get ready for a dive, and it's easy to see. She tries to hit a flying kick, doesn't get what she wants. Back in the ring, Rosa hits a neckbreaker for a near fall, and she's almost heelish here, hitting some chokes and the like. Is Thunder Rosa. She hits a snapmare and a dragon sleeper, and she goes back to some striking elbows. Kelly counters a head scissors into a jackknife pin for near fall. Kelly locks on an armbar. Rosa escapes and goes to a heel hook. Kelly responds with kicks right to the face, and they go back and forth with a series of pinfall attempts. Rosa locks on the pendulum. Kelly manages to fight back, and Rosa hits a drop toe hold to send Kelly into the corner. Flying knees, drop kick for near fall. Kelly then goes for half Nelson suplex. Rosa counters with a neck breaker. Octopus hold on the entrance ramp by Kelly. Rosa fights out, hits a Death Valley driver on the entrance ramp. Wow. For week 2, why are you guys using the entrance ramp so much? I just don't get that. Anyway, Kelly manages to kick out back in the ring. Rosa goes for a Thunder driver. Kelly counters into a back suplex for a near fall. And then Kelly hits a pump kick and goes for her crippling depression finish. Doesn't get what she wants out of it. Kelly locks in a submission and a Samoa drop by the champion for a near fall. Rosa ducks a second kick and hits a flying knee strike and a Thunder driver for the win. Really good match. They gave them over 20 minutes, and they worked super fast paced. They worked hard. The match built well. You know, this is something that even if you're not an independent wrestling fan, go out of your way to see this. I think if we really want wrestling to return, no, we're never going to go back to the territories, and that makes me sad. But I do think there can be an alternative to WWE, but companies like this have to work together with other larger companies, and supporting something like this at $10 a week is your way to do your part to preserve the history of wrestling. Anyway, so hopefully you enjoy this, and we'll be back with more action right after this.